if you're ever lost in space and often think to yourself, I would really like a nice soundtrack to go along with it, then look no further than us, the Captain's Quadrant, because our intro's pretty nifty. And if I don't say myself, I am Captain Joe Dove with you this week to discuss the season finale of probably one of the best first seasons of Star Trek I've seen in some time. Oh boy. And that's Star Trek Prodigy. Joining me this week, we are super excited to have Admiral Annie back.
Hey, Annie.
Welcome back. And she literally just flew in so she could be on the show. So
that's right.
Thank you for joining us. And then our good buddy, Jason in Cat Boots. And just Jason this week from Australia. Jason.
I'm feeling very vanilla.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, there you go. Well, I want to welcome you all to the Captain's Quadrant. This is our weekly podcast where we do many, many Star Trek things, including for next week, the Agony Booth.
Yay!
We'll be talking about Resurrection from Deep Space Nine.
We go.
Yeah, that's an
that
example
was the thumbnail from Spock's brain. But sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
No. It's all good. We'll be talking about Resurrection from Deep Space Nine, where Vedic Bareil from the Mirror Universe comes back and bores us all to death. So before
it's
true. It's so true.
Yeah.
Before we hop into First Contract, let's say hello to our friends out there. And we're going to say hello to our friend Geek Filter. How are you, sir? Or madam?
G'day, Geek Filter.
Hello.
Hey, our good buddy Nita.
Hi, Nita.
Hey, Nita. And our good friend that wore our shirt, the first person to get the shirt.
Hey, I watch your
Hello.
all the time. You're always on my. I love watching them. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, so it is so nice to see you all. Thank you for joining us in the Captain's Quadrant. So, without further ado, let's hop into First Contact.
Thanks.
The bar is raised
Classic,
this season.
classic.
The
Love
season
it.
finale. We got to make sure we're pulling out all the stops. All right, this season finale was probably one of the best bow tie wraps that I can ever imagine. I thought they would leave us out to dry with another cliffhanger, but instead they said, nah, we're going to sew this all up. The stitches healed, and we're going to put you right back into space. And that's sort of what they did. I loved it. But I want to hear from you guys. Annie, since you're back for the first time, let's go to you first.
Yeah.
What did you think?
So I watched this on the plane, and the lady next to me was like, "Are you okay?" Because I was like, within the first 10 minutes, she's like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "Oh, Star Trek Prodigy." She's like, "What?"
Nerd.
I was
Judging
like,
you.
it's emotional. Sorry, but yeah. Oh my god, all the feels this week, and
Yeah.
I loved it. Oh my gosh.
So
Yeah.
good.
Amazing. They did such a good job.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it.
All right. Jason from Australia. What is your first?
Yeah, I mean, I will get into this further, but this episode was it's half a finale and half an epilogue in a way,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of we get to see afterwards, and it feels very much a series finale episode.
Yeah.
Now we know that's not the case,
No, but
I
it
have
did
a feeling they hedged their bets here, and this was felt like if they never made another episode, we'd all be heartbroken. But it finished in the right spot for all the characters. So
That's right.
yeah, and can I kind of lead into Jace? I'm hoping Jace will talk about this. We do have confirmation of a season 2, thanks to that man up
Yes.
Yes, that's right. That's
yes,
right.
because I had this very sickening suspicion that whenever they said Prodigy was getting a season 2, that they were going to do like She-Ra Princesses of Power, where they're like, hey, look, we made a new season. Let's cut it in half and call it 2 seasons. I thought that maybe they were counting this second half of season 1 as season 2, but no. I made a silly meme this morning and I posted it.
There
And
it is.
Paramount
There you go.
responded.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're making season 2 as fast as they can.
Yep. And
Which is not fast enough. That's not soon enough.
That's right.
No.
How I
fast
responded
as
was
we
with
can.
that
Need to get
frame
on
of fry
that.
going, that's not soon enough.
Yeah. And then I'd be one with shut up and take my credits.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right.
Or did Jason actually talk about the show?
No, he didn't.
No, I didn't.
This episode sucked.
I really no. Probably one of the strongest first seasons we've ever seen. I would even put it up there with Strange New Worlds, to be perfectly honest, because it was so.
Yep.
It seems like they had a plan from the very beginning. The character arcs, I honestly think that we are underestimating how ballsy this episode was, because spoiler alert, they blew up the ship.
Yeah.
They did it. They did the thing. They blew it up. It's gone. It's like the proto dust now.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that shot too, like what was left over with the debris. Mine's in the opening, or see the wallpaper in the background there. So that's from Paramount's site. And that's almost them foretelling you what was going to happen the whole time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the best thing is you feel at the end of this episode, you feel like, they had a plan since the beginning, and that plan is still going because they know what they're going to do next.
Yep.
And I don't know, I guess before this, we had so many series that would start out and like they wouldn't have a plan about where they were going. Lost. They didn't know what they were going to be doing. Battlestar Galactica.
How do we end this shit? I don't know.
Discovery season 3 and 2. I got to get that looked at. But I just feel so confident with this crew. They are just doing such a great job, and they did such a great job with the characters and the situation, and I'm happy. I think, honestly, I don't know. I may have to digest it a little bit more, but I think this could have been the best first season of any Star Trek series.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
It actually, I'll be honest with you, I've just watched Strange New Worlds again for a second time, and there are a couple of episodes that are a little bit shaky.
Yeah.
I'll reserve my judgment to watch Prodigy all again, but right now it is the best thing they brought out so far.
Yeah, and it's a cartoon on Nickelodeon. So
aimed at children.
It's for the children. All right, let us see what's going on in the old chats. Anita said it did feel like it was all over. That's my version of crying emoji. But we are getting a season 2. That's so great.
It really did.
Yes.
Like, if I was to, this is where I probably disagree with you, Jason. I think
how dare you
they finished this, they actually didn't know they were getting a season 2.
Could be
because I feel like they got it right, and that they set themselves up in such a way that if it finished, awesome. But even better, they could continue on the storyline.
But what about Chakotay? Who cares?
Okay, we're going to get into a cons. There are some cons, and that's one of them.
TAS was like that. Yeah. But that was the whole what television did with children's shows back then. You got 2 seasons at a time, and it was much shorter.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then Voyager 8.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, Voyager 8.
Do you want to talk about it now? Because, Jace, you mentioned it earlier. I've got some pictures here.
Yes.
All right, go for it.
The rescue shuttles. I don't know if you noticed the registry number on the rescue shuttles.
NCC
74656A. And
which is
the registry number on the USS Voyager 74656. Is there a Voyager A out there somewhere? Is that going to be the hero ship of next season?
And its numbers are 8675309.
Somebody got it. Okay. Yeah, all right. I'm sure a lot of us over 50 will get that one.
Hey,
yeah. Well, I'll give you that one. We're going to move this show along, Captain.
Yes,
please.
Let's go into pros and cons.
Pros and cons, not episode summary?
Oh, yes, episode summary.
I mean, it's the simplest episode summary ever.
Yeah. Summary.
IMDb for making the crappiest.
What is the summary? Is it boom?
As the Federation hangs in the balance, the crew must make an ultimate sacrifice to save Starfleet's future. Yeah, that's
any more generic.
Yeah,
no kidding.
Totally. Yeah.
But it's not a lie. That's the plot.
That's it. They're making it vague.
This episode is not great because its strength of its detailed plot, because it doesn't have a detailed plot.
Yeah.
No.
But it doesn't matter. Some of the greatest things ever made have very simple plots.
That's right.
All about characters.
Yeah. All right, now let's hop into pros and cons.
You love this bit, don't you?
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
You love it.
I love that one. All right, pros and cons. We're going to start with Admiral Annie. What are your pros and cons?
I really have no cons. Some of my favorite moments from this, we were talking about, like, damn, like they blew the ship up.
Yeah.
And I remember, I think it's Jenkum Pog says, like, I know I got to do it, but like, it feels so wrong. I was like, I know it feels so wrong. I can't believe you're going to blow it up.
Yeah.
The strength of the emotion behind Janeway being left behind.
Yeah.
That was
hologram Janeway.
so intense. Yeah. You think, okay. Because when you think about it too, I'm like, okay, an isolinear chip can fit like how much information? Like probably so much. But the fact that like her program grew because she's nurturing
so
these
much.
6 people, and they're nurturing her, it was a symbiotic relationship, and it was beyond just, I feel like that kind of echoes Voyager in and of itself because of the way that the Doctor kind of evolved in Voyager as well.
Yeah.
And we get that great line in Endgame. It took you like 20 years to come up with Joe. Like, what is wrong with you? But no, everyone had a soft spot for the Doctor by the time that the mission was done. And I feel like this was so far beyond like, oh, this is like my hologram instructor. Like they were buddies, So watching their emotions as they realized what happened kind of hit deep.
All right, I'm going to hop into my pros and cons.
Yeah.
My pros are the entire episode. My cons are the credits. No, but I say that because there was a really neat nod to Voyager in the credits. They actually had the bum ba bum bum ba bum ba bum in the Prodigy credits in this episode, which I was like, oh, that was cool.
I didn't notice. I'll have to go take a
No,
look
I
at
didn't
that.
notice that either.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Pick up, Joe.
Yeah, good job.
Sometimes I'm a good, sometimes I'm a shit. And the other great pro for me was the line that Admiral Janeway said, is he augmented? When she's talking about Dahl when they're droning Starfleet.
Yeah.
In every way, look at him. And then he's all like, yeah, look at me. She goes, of course not.
He's like, oh.
She didn't have to drag her boy like that.
Yeah,
she didn't have to do it, but she did it.
Yeah, she
did
really. My one con was we didn't get to see the ship that they're taking out to go and retrieve Chakotay. Like, what ship is that? So that's the only thing that I don't know, because obviously it's not the new Protostar, which you saw. And now the Protostar is a class of ship, which is also a pro. But the con was, well, what are they going on? It's like, so that was it. That was it. That was it. All right. Jason Cattenboots, what do you got? What's your pros?
My pro is, as everybody said, it's pretty much the whole episode. There was just so much of this theme of letting go and reaching your potential. And early in the episode, whenever Jankum is talking about, all the work and love we put into the ship, I can't believe we're going to let it blow up.
Yeah.
And Rock Talk, to me, said the line that I think has thus far gone unappreciated, but I think sums up the episode beautifully. She says, just think of this as us letting the Protostar become a star like it was always meant to be.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. Yeah,
and that is a theme that just goes throughout this entire episode. And I thought they encompassed it so well, because that is what Prodigy has been about. It has been about gifted individuals reaching their potential. They are becoming the stars they were always meant to be. And I thought, what a great note to go out on. And not only that, they're leaving their parental figure behind. She kicks the birds out of the nest, and she's letting them fly. I thought it was beautiful. It was probably one of the most beautiful allegories I think that we've seen in Star Trek, and the fact that it was so understated and it was not just bashed over our heads a million times, as kids shows often have a tendency of doing. Just goes to show just how special of a program that Prodigy is. As for cons, Is Starfleet coming off a tad bit racist at the end?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not the only one who's because it's like, what about the augment?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what? Does he not have a name?
Yeah.
It makes
I like
Starfleet
that
sound
Janeway called them out
racist.
on that.
Yeah. He's got a name. His name is Dahl. He's kind of stupid and ugly, but I mean, come on. Yeah, she totally took up for him. But yeah, that's just, I want to see that explored. Yeah. I want to see people being uncomfortable around Dahl. I want to see, I almost want to see Dahl encounter a form of space racism, spacism. I want to see them. I want to see him confront that head on.
I want to see Dahl meet the Soong that was on the planet that made all the Eric Soong. I couldn't remember his name.
Just be done with the Soongs already. All right.
Are you Billy Soong or like? Because I want to know. There's two questions. Mysterious.
My name is Sing Soong.
With Dahl, who created Dahl? Because it was like an offshoot.
This is my son coming. His name is Coming Soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dad Joke Hour.
You love it and you know it.
All right, Jason, what are your pros and cons?
Look, I don't know if I'm going to be able to say it any much better than Jason put it, really. Honestly, he kind of articulated that right. I mean, the power behind losing hologram Janeway is about the fact that version, that hologram version of Janeway is the best version. It's all the best attributes of Janeway built into this hologram. So losing her really is a gut punch, not only to them, to the audience, because you have looked at her as the mother of that ship, that wise sage that they can rely on to, calm them down or give them some advice or whatever she was doing. So it was really powerful. And I was almost teary at that moment.
I think we all were.
It was a great scene.
Yeah.
And I was I don't have tear ducts anymore, but
what was so clever about the writing, though, instead of going outward, and they projected at the end of that last episode that this was going to be very action-driven, very much about spectacular. And the genius thing they do is they go inward. They keep it simple and focus on the core characters and the journey they're going on. That's also what a brave move not to make the finale basically an epilogue, where most shows would have just finished at the end of the battle. We get most of the episode dealing with the after effects of like what they've been involved in, which I thought was amazing.
Kind of wish that they would have ended Voyager that way.
Yeah. As for a con, Joe, you mentioned, why didn't they? I didn't get to see the ship. Your con should have been like everyone is. The concern is the whole second season the search for Chakotay. the one character that I would rather not see Robert Beltran back. But
to my rescue.
I hope it's like Force Awakens. Like they just find him in the last 30 seconds of the final episode in season 2. So, they do a whole...
I must go. My planet needs me.
That's right.
Chakotay died on the way to his home planet.
It was a transporter accident. Sorry.
You know what?
Yeah.
Another pro too, and I will talk about that racism bit. I really love the fact that they don't shy away anymore from making Starfleet to be perfect. I love that they have that. There's corruption and there's racism and there's sexism. Even in the 25th century at that point, or 25th.
I think we're still in the 24th right now.
Yeah. Are we? Is it 2391?
That's the 24th
I gotta get
century.
A new calendar.
2391 is the 24th century. Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much. Either way, it's a wonderful episode. It really is a great way to send it off. Like this, I'll hammer down on this. I believe in my heart of hearts, they wrote this as there was never going to be another episode of this show.
And it was very wise.
Written. Because you know what they can do now, Jason, is it's wide open. Yeah, they've kind of intimated it's the search for Chakotay, but how it gets there, how it happens, whether that's just dealt with in the first episode, they can go anywhere now. And that's really exciting.
Yes.
Maybe they can get Christopher Lloyd to come back and play a Klingon.
That'd be awesome.
He probably do it,
Janeway.
He would. He was in the
come with me to the future, Janeway.
He was in, that's the double. Yay, they got it. Because he was in the Spirit Halloween movie, so I'm sure he would come for this.
No, he'll do anything for $1. He was in Food Fight. He'll do anything.
Oh, come on, let's not get into the filmography of Christopher Lloyd now.
But it's so fascinating.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's go to the comments before we move on.
Yes.
If we got a Voyager A, we better get the Doctor too.
Yeah.
Future speculation. Future speculation.
Yes, you need the EMH and Voyager A for sure.
Future
Robert Picardo had a good time with Star Trek, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Back? Yeah, he would come back, but I don't know because I know he's on that other show, the boring one. Orville. Orville, yeah.
Who, Robert Picardo was?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
He was in an episode with the Doctor from Enterprise.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Both of them were on there, yeah.
Yeah.
You might call it a paradox.
Yeah. Also a con. you're really dad joke. Also a con is that we lost one of them and she didn't get to be a part of Starfleet.
How did we not just deal with that? How did none of us talk about that? Now, that is a bold thing to do.
It was logical. It was logical, and it was grown up, and it was the right choice for her. I think.
Yeah.
The Unifier. I love that she got her Val Nukat name at the end. The Unifier.
Yeah. That was cool.
Do you think? I get the feeling though she's not done. I think if there's a season 2, she becomes part of the crew again.
Well, I mean, the villain is still around. The villain got away.
Actually, that's another great point too. No resolution to the villain.
No, that's why you got a season 2. She's gonna pop up and be like, "Ha got another one."
The Vindicator has returned.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's when I'll just turn it off.
Oh, Cynthia, thank goodness you're here. I'm sorry, what? Didn't anyone tell you that I'm a bad guy? You're a bad guy.
Yeah, it absolutely was.
I was out cold for that.
Yeah. Starfleet was race baiting there. That was no good.
Yeah,
100%. It seemed like The Last Prejudice. It's the kind of hoping that I would overturn some sort of law, but it doesn't look like it.
Not yet.
Not yet.
The fact that they're writing that in the show says to me that they need to deal with that at some point. You don't kind of set up that kind of, you don't add racism into any content these days without purpose, I think.
Correct. And then this is one of my favorite quotes. The Soongs are a fertile bunch. It's true.
And very strong DNA, haven't they?
Yeah, they all look like brantless spiders. It's crazy. It's an uncanny coincidence. I think the ending was a bit of a response by the writer to Voyager's ending. It could be.
Possibly.
Yeah, because that one did fall a little flat to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We're less than a year away from the Mars attacks. Not that one. Not that one.
Oh, that's a good movie, but
I like that one.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I should watch it again. I'd rather not see corruption, racism, or sexism since it will be a victim of all. So I will be a victim of all. Oh, man. So I would rather not have that. Yeah. I feel you need it.
Yeah.
But the thing is with that, if I could just comment on that, it over the last 30 years, it has been a lot of we have seen the cracks in Starfleet as an organization.
Yeah.
I think personally for me, I would really love to see that dealt with in a really significant way. And I think someone used the term fertile ground before, but yeah, that's fertile ground to actually deal with it. Because I think that's important also to get that messaging across consistently. And if you can get it in young people's minds early on and how abhorrent things like that are, then that's a win-win.
Yeah,
that's Star Trek. That's what they've been doing since the 60s is
Since
going after modern day problems with science fiction allegory. And I say, go for it. Do it.
Yep. That's why we love it.
Augment lives matter.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's okay. Now you can go to our merch store by the end of the show.
Exactly.
Don't merchandise that, for God's sake. Don't merchandise
that. Did you notice there was an Enterpasian?
An Enterprisian.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't see that. I'll have to look.
Now, what was he, or did he just look like it? Because he didn't speak like an Enterprisian. He's kind of just spoke like a regular Vulcan or Romulan.
I don't know if they're talking about the Vulcan. Maybe in the background or something.
Oh, maybe.
Because all the people sitting on the council were all founding members of founding species of the Federation, which I thought was kind of cool.
I thought that was neat.
Yeah. All right, that's a good one. And he was on the Orville when? Yeah, he was on.
Yeah.
Him and John Billingsley were on the Orville together.
They need to deal with it for sure. All right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So we got a commercial break.
Oh,
here.
you didn't say it's time to throw the break. Kind
Time
of
to go to break,
whether I've
ladies and
done my
gentlemen.
job properly, Joe. Of course I have. That's what.
Come on, kids, get your sweaters. Let's go. Bye, Mom. Hot water wash. Okay. Cold water wash. Pretty clean. Aw, they didn't look that good. When can I stop kidding myself?
Right now. Out of the future comes all-temperature cheer with the all-temperature clean.
Must have powerful ingredients.
Certainly they're powerful. To give you the best-looking wash your world has seen in hot water, warm, cool, cold, and everything in between.
Terrific. Now that's white.
Cheer gives you a great-looking white in hot water.
And in cold water, that's clean.
Cheer beats even the leading cold water detergent.
Wait till you see my kids tomorrow.
I'll be watching. All-temperature cheer.
Boy, is this stuff clean and at all those temperatures. All temperature.
What part of the temporal Cold War was that?
I don't
You
know.
must
if that
go
was...
back and introduce cheer to this woman from the 1960s. That will defeat the Federation.
That's right.
But it felt like a very non-brand Vulcan, didn't it?
Yeah. I was going to say, like,
This is generic Spock. All
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Slightly just off-brand.
It is illogical to spread cheer, Captain.
Oh,
Dad joke hour.
oh my
Dead
goodness.
power.
First of all, that costume was like, hey, you got any of that what is it, Rick and Morty stuff left over?
Well,
Oh
there you
man.
go.
All right.
Move on?
So yeah,
Sounds
let's move
good.
on.
Bad. I love.
This is terrible.
I like it.
All right.
There's
This
not a
is
lot terrible, is there?
that commercial.
Hey, that's a good
Commercial.
commercial. You can say
That's a
what you
great
like.
commercial.
Oh,
It's
that
just-
was
whoa.
cringy, but
I
it was
would buy
cringy
a
in a
box of
very
cheer if I could.
entertainment way. You know?
Yeah. I mean, how about that? Look, we could do it in Technicolor, and they did all the colors. Part of me was like, "Is there an emergency broadcast coming?"
And you would think, oh, Jason must be really spending a lot of time trying to find these commercials. Not really. Star Trek was involved in so many commercials throughout the decades. It's more of a, which one do I do this week?
Oh wow, ladies and
So
gentlemen, he
many,
has a
yeah.
terabyte hard drive to the side, ready with all his lovely commercials to share with us.
Yeah, well,
I'm
maybe
leaving
that's
with
what
a
they needed on the Protostar, a terabyte hard drive might have helped.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
For
no
Janeway
joke.
that.
She
yeah.
was trying to use a 16 gig USB, and she clearly
Yeah,
needed a
she needed
portable
a
hard drive.
terabyte,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
That was the problem.
Here's a nitpick, though. Janeway couldn't get her entire program on one isolinear chip, but whenever I was young and I first got a computer, I would get computer games that would come on like 7 discs.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Oh,
one after the
yeah.
other. You know,
Floppy
why
around.
couldn't it be, please insert disc number 1. Okay, please insert Janeway installation disc number 2. Please insert
Yeah.
Janeway installation disc number 3. Why?
I would have, you know what they should have done actually. Now you brought it up. They should have done it where they got half of her there.
Yeah.
So when they do bring her
Yeah.
back, she's just slightly off kilter. Well, she's not so nice anymore. She's a bit rude, she loses her temper. I would have liked to have seen that. Maybe that's what
Or-
they'll do.
Oh gosh, they could do
Yeah.
like the Scrooge McDuck thing about
Season 2.
you know, Gwendala, 0, other 1. It's good to see you.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Is there anything else in this episode that you guys want to talk about? Annie, especially. Annie, did you get new glasses, by the way?
Nope, these are my old ones.
Oh, okay.
My usuals.
I-
I'm due for new glasses, but no, not at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh,
I still think though, do you think do you really think they're going to spend a whole season searching for Chakotay?
I hope not.
I don't think so. I think that the mission is going to be to get to that wormhole, and
Yeah.
then there's going to be things that happen along the way because you're going to do 20 episodes again. So we're going to have like an arc where we have to get to that section of space to get to the wormhole, and then
It's 52 years in the future, isn't it?
yeah, he's out there.
Yeah.
So he
Was
knows.
it else like, oh, another time thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's Star Trek, isn't it?
Yeah.
We have a problem.
But it is Star
Send them
Trek.
forward in time. You know?
Yeah. But my other pondery about that is like, if you go and save Chakotay, will he be there? Because if she goes to her people, the Val Nakash, and is like, hey, no, cool, Starfleet's pretty cool. We shouldn't have to have this whole hatred towards them. We should all get along, and is successful in her actions. Won't that like space blip everybody and adjust the timelines?
I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe there's a reason they're going to do that.
Yeah. So I've just written the season for you, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of bring up another thing, and I reckon there's a sense, I don't know if you guys agree, that there seems to be a lot of Star Trek fans who seem to be obsessed with fixing some sort of problem with the timeline. Because I read that a lot, and I see a lot about the timeline issue, the continuity issue, and I got to say, I think they're wasting their time if they try to fix something like that. We don't need anything fixed. So what? There's a Kelvin timeline. Big deal. There's infinite amount of different timelines if we're following a multiversal kind of thought process. So big deal.
Yep.
The only reason why I want Star Trek 4 is because I want to see a Kelvin Next Generation. I want to see like
I don't.
I want those characters to have a proper goodbye. That's my big thing.
And I believe we're getting that in February, aren't we?
No, that's for Picard.
No, I'm talking about the Kelvin crew.
Yeah,
I want them to have a proper goodbye. I know some people don't like them. Some people do. I think that the characters deserve a proper final movie if they're not gonna make it.
They ended on a high too, because I'm telling you, Star Trek Beyond was
a great job.
It's the best Star Trek.
It was awesome,
but it was also the least profitable, right?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
it's just like
you can't. Yeah.
Because they didn't market it, they didn't put any toys out.
It's just like Nemesis. Nemesis was so much better than Insurrection.
Yeah,
but it made no money. You know,
I don't know if I go that so much.
Come on, that was so much better than Insurrection. Insurrection was Vedic Bareilles' return all over.
Would you say it would deserve a spot on the wheel of agony?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I do not want to watch that. I don't want to watch Insurrection ever again. It's the worst.
Put it on the wheel.
I hate it as much as everyone else. I do hate the people on that planet. It's just like they went to a planet where no one has a personality.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Everyone is so boring.
Yeah. Totally. They went to the planet of Vedic Bareilles.
The planet of boring white people.
Insurrection or Final Frontier for the Agony booth?
Ooh, Final
Both.
Frontier was pretty bad.
Both.
Too. I haven't seen that in years either, so I don't know.
Final Frontier.
Both.
So we get Cybok.
Oh boy.
The Rogue Shepherd.
Hey, say what you will about Star Trek 5, The Final Frontier. It's my favorite Enterprise, from the movies bridge.
Oh yeah.
I really like that bridge.
Yeah.
And I dug Nichelle Nichols with the silver hair.
Yeah. He was rocking it.
He was rocking it.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have some. Yeah, we have to review it one day because I'm a bit of an apologist for the film too.
It's not as bad as people say it.
It had a really strong. That opening scene is a great opening.
What, in the mountains?
No, in the desert
with Cybok and the dude with the
and
bad
you have
teeth.
this guy who's
the
God Butcher.
Basically,
basically dying of thirst, and here comes the Messiah. I thought it was really powerful.
Yeah.
Final Frontier all the way. Never going to be on the wheel of agony. Never.
All right.
Not allowing it.
Put it on there, you pansy.
We got a great couple of things from Nita.
Yeah, go.
She's referring to Chakotay. He's lost in time. So leave him lost.
Hopefully they have an acting school for him there.
That'll be the last episode. It'll end with a black screen that says Chakotay never returned home.
Chakotay.
Yeah. So he can be the male Trek version of Frigiding. He's stuck in the future. Yeah.
Future, no reasoning. Yeah.
He's stuck in the future for no reason. He only exists to motivate anyway, but we never find him. Wow. Nobody likes this guy.
No.
Is it that nobody likes Chakotay or nobody likes Robert Beltran?
I think it's Beltran.
Or is it both?
I really think it comes from, it's a bit of both. It's the way they wrote for him. It's the way he performed those
Yeah.
scenes in the later couple of years. And then it's his attitude towards his time in Star Trek. I think it's a combination of him just being a dick.
And then he comes back whenever they're like, "Oh, you want another part? Sure, I'll come back."
Yeah,
Do you have money?
Been Harry Kim. It could have been. It could
I
have
wish
been
it was
somebody
Harry
else who actually cared. But no,
Yeah.
let's bring
That
back
would've been
Robert
more
Bortron.
interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, Nita's got a great comment there.
What if her going back to her planet is what destroys her planet?
Mm.
Ooh. I think it's then time
That'd
to
be
jump
cool.
into future
speculations.
Oh, shit, I wasn't ready.
I ask you, Captain, what conclusion would you draw?
You don't have to admit it, like I don't. Like,
And just
we're gonna go.
You left the
A
comment on
slight
it.
pause that nobody would have noticed, but now everyone's gonna know. Thank you.
Oh shit, I wasn't ready. Hey, we will always be honest on this show. I'll tell you that.
Apparently.
I wasn't
Even
ready.
even at our own detriment.
Yeah.
My gosh, I know you're tired from delivering all the presents, but come on.
Yeah. and saving that family from that group of terrorists.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
It's such a good job.
Underrated movie. If you haven't seen Violent Night, watch it. It's amazing.
It's a great movie, yeah.
And if you have, be sure to check out our Violent Night video on 1 week later. Also,
Well,
on this
kind of
channel.
me and Jason aren't on there, so
Yeah.
I can leave
No,
it.
you should I'm there.
Definitely watch it. Definitely.
You know you want to see this face, yeah.
All right,
sorry,
yeah,
my
go
mom-
on.
my mother says hello, everyone, but
Okay.
she
Hi,
goes,
Space.
Joe,
Cosmic
Insurrection-
Space Mom.
is that the one with the butthole projection is going to show it because it was too violent or something?
What?
Yeah, so this is an inside thing.
Okay, here we go.
All right, so
Do we need that effect where it looks like it's going back to a past story?
Yeah. So my mother used to take me to the Star Trek movies when I was a kid, and the projectionist was having a fit because there was a lot of kids in there, and he was like, "No, this is too violent. This is too violent. The kids shouldn't watch this." And everybody was like, "What the f? It's Star Trek. Are you kidding me?"
Which Star Trek movie though?
Insurrection.
Oh my god.
Insurrection was too violent.
Yeah. I'm like, what planet are you on, dude? And
Has he seen any other Star Trek?
he should have just watched the movie instead of like.
Yeah, was he thinking about First Contact?
Yeah.
Because,
No, he was talking about Insurrection. He thought Insurrection. I was like, this is boring. And I remember leaving and going, well, that was nice. And in my head, I'm like, to go to take a nap with. Jeez, like crazy. All right, future speculations.
Future speculation.
It's future
Yeah,
speculation.
we're talking about
Future
the past.
speculation.
we are talking about the past, but let us now look to the future.
No.
My thing. So I want to see the ship. Is it going to be Voyager A? Is it going to be because it's Janeway? I don't think they're going to take that Dauntless out.
Nah, she might be in repair dock for a while. I'd say.
Yeah, because she got beat up pretty bad. So I definitely think it could be a Voyager or Voyager B, since Voyager A already exists, and Voyager B would probably have some type of protostar technology in it. I think the next ship
would they really not show us the it'd have to be Voyager A, wouldn't it?
There have to be.
Or maybe
you have to see it. You can't do that to the fan base. Start skipping letters these days.
Yeah.
It's bad enough we went from A to D.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say we went A straight to D. There was where's B, where's C? What happened?
Well, we got there in the end, but still,
much later on, it was like whatever happened, So
I hope it's a new ship. Honestly, I don't want to. I hope it's a brand new design.
Really?
I hope it's like the Protostar times 10. Like I've taken that tech. No,
that'll be so cool.
I mean, that could be the Voyager A, and
it could be maybe.
And since she's admiral, it's her choice. So
that's right. Her ship. Her choice.
She's gonna get the Voyager. She's got to.
Yeah.
If not, they could always
And
call the ship the USS Prodigy.
Yeah.
Oh, that would.
Well, no,
cool.
the class is Prodigy, so they can call
Prodigy
it
class.
Yeah. So
Or
it's
Voyager
great.
class.
She's an admiral. She'll get whatever she wants because essentially they're all corrupt.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Nita's future speculation: are we getting the EMH?
I have thoughts on that.
If it's Voyager, then we kind of have to, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the Vindicator is still around. This is Geek Filter's future
Oh,
speculation.
yeah.
So she's definitely going to show up and see.
I have thoughts on that as well.
Before you
I
shoot
definitely
too
agree.
far ahead, Jace, you mentioned you had some thoughts on that other question.
Yeah, let's
because I do
go
too.
for it.
Which other question?
Your future speculation for the
No, you just
Vindicator
brought up
and-
2 questions. Geekfield and the one with Nita.
Right.
Oh, okay.
The EMH and the bad guy.
Yeah, are we getting the EMH?
If I was writing this show, it all kind of bleeds together. If I was writing this show and I'm looking at where they've left it, I think that Voyager A is a given. I think it's going to happen. I think the shuttles were a clue that was thrown in on purpose. I think that there is a Voyager A that is either in orbit being finished or is just coming off of trials or whatever. I think that the kids are going to have to get used to working with a crew.
Yeah.
And if I were Janeway, I would need a first officer, and I would need somebody that I trusted implicitly, and somebody else who was, invested in getting Chakotay back. And that leads me to several candidates. I could see a little mini Voyager reunion in the future because B'Elanna would want to go.
Totally.
I could see Tuvok being Janeway's first officer.
Ooh.
But isn't Tuvok
Tupac?
Well,
he's
no.
He's got issues.
I think that since they got him home, he avoided all that.
Okay.
Yeah, but what an interesting storyline. And
Yes.
that opens up dealing with mental health.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would definitely go down.
Yes,
that path.
because all he needed to do was mind meld with another Vulcan, a compatible Vulcan, and he was cured. And that's why he
Had to
that's why he
reboot.
went cuckoo nutty.
Update the operating system.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I could see Harry Kim coming back. I could see the EMH coming back.
What about 7 of 9?
7 of 9 would not make sense, story wise because of where she is on Picard.
On Picard.
Right.
I just don't think it would make sense.
And I think she's so different as a character. Now.
Yes.
She's
Yeah.
evolved
Anyway.
so much.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I see the Voyager A and the kids going 52 years into the future to, find Chakotay. And whenever they get there, well, that's where they're going to find Gwendala, who failed her mission.
Oh,
And now she's an old woman.
wow.
And so maybe they get Chakotay back and they go back and they try to find out what went wrong. And that's where, the Vindicator and Dreadnought come back into the story.
I like these.
That's a good future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
And
these. I like those a lot.
maybe future Gwendala comes back with them and, she blips out at the end.
I really
Whenever they
like
fix
that.
everything.
And now you're buddies with these guys.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah, you
fair
might
enough.
as well.
you could do it.
Come on, if you're making it as fast as you can, let me know. I'll
Right.
help.
But we know Jason, this is not his first time with fame. We know Jason could be, he's TikTok famous and all that.
That's right.
But you know what? I've got to expose him for something because I've been
Oh.
digging a little bit deeper on old Jason.
I love the look on his face right now. He's like,
He's
screw
like,
you.
oh.
He always seems to struggle with, the public, I've noticed. Like, here's a clip of him dealing with his fame just recently. It was horrible.
I can't see! There are cars there, motherfucker! Get out of the way!
They're stopped for you, dude.
We're blocking the cars for you.
Yeah, you're never really
you look
good.
good back then, I must say. You
Yeah,
did look good
without
back
a
then,
beard, yeah.
but- Yeah, you really need to do something about your temper, buddy.
Yeah. Maybe drink tea like Janeway.
Well,
Meditation.
the web shooters were all clogged up and it hurt. I couldn't help it.
Organic. Which
Every
is
now
still
and-
so problematic,
Every now and
isn't it?
again,
The
they
idea of-
clog up. You can't get them to work, and it's such a blow to your manhood.
And if you don't, and if you don't kind of shoot webs at a certain time, do you get blue wrists?
I don't know. Is it weird that that's
You
honestly
started
the
that
first
joke.
time? That's honestly like the first time I think I've ever heard Tommy Maguire say
a bad word. Yeah, exactly.
Toby, no.
He was not happy that night.
No, he was not.
That was not a good day for him.
Yeah.
I always say we can do one swear word each week, so that was us.
That's
Okay.
right.
we
Well,
go.
it wasn't even us. That was
Yeah, that was Toby. Toby, get your act together, buddy.
That's
But
right.
thank you for letting me usual clip to make fun of Jason.
Thank
There we
you.
go.
Thank you. Yes.
All right.
Um,
So,
that
Jason,
it?
what's your future speculation there?
my
What do you
future
got?
speculation. it's lame compared to everyone else's. But no, essentially, where I think the plot's going to go, actually, no, I'll stand by what I said earlier. I have no idea. And that's what I'm most excited about. Do I have things that I want to see? Yes. Do I want to see Chakotay drawn and quarter by, the Gorn? Yeah. I would love to see that.
Don't you want to see
I
them?
want to see a chest burster come out of it.
Yeah, a couple of them.
Maybe that's what Murph is turning into.
Oh,
yeah.
Like as soon as they find
I'll tell you what,
Chakotay, Murph will leap on his face and like chew his head off or something. I don't know.
Here's a question.
Murph, no, bad. As a biologist, I should have seen this coming.
Does Murph's species only go into cocoon once? Or does he keep going through transformative phases throughout his existence?
Yeah.
And this is Murph, though. Because they accept him into Starfleet, but he's a
what's to do with that?
Yeah.
Is he like a thinking? I mean, obviously he's a thinking entity.
Yeah.
How intelligent is he?
Well,
they mentioned an oral and written exam, didn't they?
Yeah, so
exactly.
Murph would have to pass a written exam. Would they honestly call them written exams in the future? Because don't they just boop, 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 boop? They don't write anything anymore.
You would think. Yeah.
Would they call them beep boop exams?
Definitely boop.
Need to take the beep boop exam before you go further into Starfleet.
It'd be funny if Murph took the written exam and scored the highest out of all of them.
Hang on a minute. Oh, maybe he is like that like when they were in the holodeck and he can sing. Maybe he's just very articulate and does see no reason to show that at this point.
Oh, we need a scene between Murph and Morn. Just the two of them standing there, and then oh my gosh, they talked all night. They wouldn't shut up.
But here's a question for you guys, and this is also one on your memory. If you remember early in the season when they met Space Giuliani, there was some type of there was a scare that I am very funny. In case you're wondering, I have lots of jokes. There was a scanner that pretty much took a look at all their species. Did Murph go through that?
He did, and they called him him some kind of slime worm.
Yeah,
that's why I think Murph is a changeling. I really do. I think that he is a baby changeling. Because if Odo had turned into a dog and gone through a scanner, they would have picked up a dog. So
no, but if he went through if he was a changeling, I think they would have picked that up because they spent a lot of time breaking down the DNA of the changeling to give him the virus that almost wiped out the whole planet.
You're basing it on the planet. What's to say, like any other planet, you have different cultures and different ponds or seas. What's to say Murph is not from another part of the planet where, like, we have different cultures, don't we? We have Asian people, we have white people, African people. What's to say Murph is just another?
You think Murph
race?
is an Asian
Southern changeling?
Murph is the Denevian slime worm.
That's what they say he is, but is he really though?
Do slime worms grow legs though? Because it looks like to me a little changeling is trying to emulate the people he's around because he's a baby.
That's
like a human baby going dada. That's a changeling way of saying dada.
Yeah, I'm gonna morph into you.
Martial arts.
Yeah.
All math. He knows how to pick at anything.
Butt cheeks slapping. He's also the master of that.
Yeah, he watches very age-inappropriate things on the holodeck.
Yeah,
that's true.
Hanging around with quarks.
Yeah.
Quarks.
Murph reminds me of a character from one of my all-time favorite Star Trek novels called The Pandora Principle. This is like throw way back. And I can't remember. Carolyn Clues. I think she wrote it.
Is it a novel from the 70s?
Yeah.
Did it have like the yellow pages when you read it? I love that. Finding old novels and it has the yellow kind of edges because of age and stuff.
Yeah.
I have a print version of this book and I have a Kindle version of this book because I love it so much. But in it they have this strange little creature who kind of accompanies one of the ensigns who lives on this planet that anyway, I won't spoil the plot. But it sounds like Murph. Like he has intelligible speech, but like they kind of make fun of him because he's not like super intelligible, but he somehow manages to save the day. He kind of kicks ass with technology and fixing things and stuff. But I just feel like Murph is I don't see, like, I don't know. I feel like with Starfleet, you have to be able to fulfill certain roles or whatever, where like he's always in like his little bubble, his little carry case and stuff like that. Like I don't see Murph being like a first officer somewhere or even like a science officer somewhere. Like he's the little buddy. So I don't know. I don't know where they're gonna go with him.
It did seem that if there was one con to that episode, I suppose it was that little bit. It's like, really? Murph got it?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just like they're taking the plot from Police Academy instead of they're letting anyone out.
That would make Murph Bobcat Goldthwait. Yeah,
totally. That's the people, all the people.
There you go.
All right. So before we hop into Jason's favorite segment, I want to just do one last call from the wild here. Murph is a Puerto Rican worm. And then do changelings like 1940s crooners?
Apparently so.
Apparently,
very specific Terran 1940s crooners.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Specifically that guy.
Yeah.
And then finally, Murph is totally Puerto Rican. We rule.
Yeah, we rule. Absolutely, you do.
Absolutely. Yep. Damn straight.
No question
all right.
on that.
Well, it's come to this point in the show where we go to the favorite part from Jason. And
best segment ever created by anyone. Slightly overproduced, but still, it's a great segment. It's time for stupid Star Trek questions.
And I love the end of the like that's drawn out.
You can tell that someone watched 1970s cartoons, didn't he? Back either way, let's have a look at the question this week. And the question is this. Whenever you see a starship fly upside down or do some kind of a flip or sharp turn, how come the crew doesn't go flying into the ceiling?
Gravity plating.
Gravity boots.
That's right.
Yeah.
Gravity plating. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Inertial dampeners and a gravity belt, I think that's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or centrifugal force.
I love the Star Trek 6 when we found out about gravity boots, where Chekhov is like, I once heard a Russian proverb, if shoe fit, wear it. And then they were like, look at his feet. Look at his feet. He had like these big
webby feet.
Yeah. But can you imagine if they didn't? And then the minute they go, we gotta make some maneuvers, and everybody goes,
because in Star Wars that happens though, right? If we were to go to a different galaxy, in Star Wars they move with the ship, don't they?
They do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
that's
they
true,
don't have inertial dampeners, clearly.
No. Yeah, Lucas
so it's
didn't
not
get
a
that
completely odd question because there has been precedent in other
I think that's a valid question.
It is a valid question, you know?
Yeah.
Especially on that cruise liner of the Enterprise D, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So, but here's the question, though. Okay, he can deal with that, but every time he gets hit with something, the ship rocks. Why is that the case?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Everybody should just be like Kirk. Oh, look out. Boom. Oh.
Yeah. No, but if you think about it, if you're plotting a course or you're making a maneuver, the computer would immediately calculate that and make allowances for that in the way of gravity. You know?
Yeah, that's
but it can't handle. But the computer wouldn't be able to understand unexpected hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you hit my face, it's not expecting that, but it would be expecting the trajectory and what it would do to the gravity if you were moving the ship around.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes.
My mother, Space Mom, she says, it's space magic.
It's space magic.
Magic is an acceptable answer.
I'll go with that.
Yeah.
And what they say in Thor? You call it science. But, they call it magic, whatever.
Yeah. Why are there no seatbelts in Star Trek? Now, if I recall, didn't one of them
They
have
had him
like
in
a
the
seatbelt?
line.
What's that?
Kelvin timeline.
They had him
has
in the
Kelvin
timeline.
timeline. Yeah.
And in a deleted scene at the end of Star Trek Nemesis, Picard gets into his new captain's chair and seatbelts pop out, and he looks at it and smiles and goes, "It's about time."
Yeah.
And you're just like, yeah, how many people have been killed? Quit laughing about this.
Yeah.
Now, if we can just fix the consoles from exploding and tearing people's faces off.
Now, if we can just get the rocks from coming out every time something explodes.
But a starship is 90% rocks.
Were they on the 4.5 section in Nemesis? Like, clearly, his favorite scene to do because Patrick Stewart wanted that scene in the movie.
Yeah.
He was wearing a belt on that, I think, when they were off-road.
Yeah.
He was wearing a belt in that. I don't know. That's a
well,
good
that's
one.
it. No one else has anything to add.
It's a good question.
It is
Anybody
a good
else?
question for an awesome segment. Join us next week for more stupid Star Trek questions.
Before we sign off,
untrue. Sorry, there will be no Star Trek stupid questions until we return for Picard season 3.
That's right.
Ooh.
That's right. The segment goes bye-bye.
Bye-bye for now. Goes into stasis for a little bit.
Yes, for the next
It's
couple of
stuck
weeks.
Mbenga is going to put it in the transport.
That's right. Yeah, stuck in the transporter buffer.
Yeah. That's right. Here's a fun one from Geek Filter. They had seatbelts on the Enterprise in the animated series. Picard doesn't know the lineage of his own ship.
Busted.
Fired.
Snap.
Yeah.
Roasted.
Yeah. All right. Well, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for joining us once again for the finale, Admiral Annie. Of course, it is always good to talk Star Trek with you. And we do it daily, basically, in our little group chat. And many thanks for the full year. This is the end of a year, my first year with this crew. And I must say, speech time. No, this has been. Thanks, Jake.
People watching went from 5 to 0.
Zero.
Right
Ready for my speech?
I'm
out. But no, this has been a fantastic experience. This has been great. 2022 was elevated because of you, you guys here in the Captain's Quadrant. We've done so much fun things and have come across so many strange new worlds, and I couldn't think of finer people to do it with than you guys.
Me neither.
Fantastic job.
Yeah, so
we're only at the beginning, mate. We're only at the beginning.
right.
That's right. Yeah, it's only the beginning.
There is a lot to do.
Yeah, it's the end of the year. So now we go into 2023 for the Agony booth. And it's going to be a whole lot of fun. I can't wait. I can't wait. We're going to riff on that.
6 weeks promises to be rather interesting. Put it that way. Including one show which we will not mention on this show, but we'll certainly talk about a lot more next week on the Agony booth.
That's right. And we're going to have other special guests, including some of the friends and names that you see on the side. Nita's going to be there. Geek Filter by his real name hopefully will be there. We're going to have Star Trek guys returning. We're settling in dates.
Hey, before we go, by the way, did you see Star Trek guys' latest I'm going to say tweet, latest TikTok? He announced what I announced in our chat, that Alexander Sindig has not signed any contract with Star Trek, has had no conversation with them whatsoever.
Wow.
So Star Trek guys blaming it on that website, Geek Freaking Robot.
Giant freaking robot is the news.
Giant freaking robot.
Fiction. Don't believe a word they say.
No. And the message from this, folks, is never believe anything unless it comes from trusted, reputable sources. Everything else is garbage.
Us, not me. Not me. Did you guys hear? Nichelle Nichols is coming back for the next episode.
Yeah.
Captain.
Boo.
She's
Captain
dead.
occasionally falls for some rumors.
Sean.
And this is good to know. Geek Filter's real name is Aaron Harvey.
Don't mess up, Aaron.
Aaron.
Very good to have you on. We're so looking forward to it. And then the Star Trek, the official guide to the animated series, written by Rich Schleps and myself.
Nice.
Oh, fantastic.
You know,
I
think we might have double invited this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think this is this guy who I thought it was. This is somebody else.
I think because I actually invited him via my TikTok, so I think we invited him twice.
Oh, okay. Right, we're coming off desperate now. Yeah, great.
That's right.
Not that desperate,
Now,
Aaron. Come on,
this has been an ongoing thing.
All right, guys. Until next week, be well, live long, and prosper.